Scholars. So yeah, I did say that we're coming back to Scholars. Now, I just quickly, like, the first sort of thing that I want to say, the disclaimer is, don't replace your arguments with Scholars. Again, let me repeat that. Do not replace your arguments with those of Scholars. Sometimes, like, I have seen essays that overly rely on Scholars, that sort of forget that, it is your own ideas that are essentially being marked. The marker doesn't care about what the scholar is saying. They may have read the scholar papers already. Or rather, they're not marking the scholar. The scholar has done their study, are studying the text in great depth. They want to look at your ideas. So you want to use the scholars to enhance your argument. You want to add in, you want to give your argument, and then you want to use a scholar to enhance that, to add on to that, to add weighing to your idea. You don't want to replace your idea with like a chunk, like a big paragraph from a scholar's work. Please don't do that. So we want to do this. We want to actually go ahead and use scholars to enhance our ideas, because their ideas add on to and go beyond a year 12 understanding. We are only studying the text for a month. They would have studied, not a month, sorry, or for a term, they would have studied the text for perhaps years to gain a good understanding and write that paper on what the text is doing and researched it so much. So there's that really developed understanding that we don't have at this point. They may point out more complex techniques and ideas that are more like that really link back to, for example, contextual or contemporary audiences, and that adds to your argument. So you really want to try and give your argument, say that this is what I think is from the text. Obviously you don't say it like that, but you say that this is the use of the techniques, you have this effect, and this tells me this about the audience, this is how it links to the contemporary audience, and according to the scholar, they think this, they add on to my argument. And yes, scholars can back up any points that may be out of your reach. So if you felt like you've got an awesome idea, but your teacher says, I don't know, or in class, it's not like it's a bit of a stretch. If you feel like that's happening with the idea, but you find a scholar that actually thinks along the same times, can back it up, then definitely go for it. Try and have that. Now, talking about who is a critic. So basically, a critic can really be anyone who has a comment on the text, but we have to be really careful about which critics we choose to include in our work. We can't include a YouTuber who says, T.S. Eliot's work is boring, I don't like it, I had to do it for the HSC, hated it. And this is what the text means. Like you want to be credible with that. So, I mean, go ahead, watch that YouTuber. There's nothing wrong with them expressing that. They may not have liked T.S. Eliot. That's very fair. But in your essay, you want to include ideas that come from a reputable source. So I would definitely say to check out like journals like JSTOR, Oxford, but also like even like articles like from the New Yorker or the Guardian. Like they post some really good articles on literature, but you'll find like scholarly articles of course too. So definitely go use that, right? But make sure that you are just making sure that it is a reputable source that you're using. So how to actually integrate scholars. Now, aim to integrate a scholar or a critic per paragraph. You want to aim for that. Yeah, but obviously don't overdo it. Don't go like, including a big paragraph or chunks of a paragraph in your work. Just a line, 2 lines at the most should be enough. So do's, skim, read for concepts. You don't have to sit there read a whole journal article. That is something that that's a bit hard. That's something that if you're choosing to pursue tertiary education, you'll get to that. But yeah, look, don't sit there, get bogged down by details and academic jargon. Read the paper, the abstract, for key ideas. You can always read the abstract, and that will easily tell you whether or not the paper is relevant to you. Secondly, summarize the critical readings into a few key points. You don't have to summarize readings in a document as long as the reading itself, just the key points. You just need the key points that back your argument. Pull out succinct quotes. Do not pull out quotes longer than a sentence. Again, I said, like, you don't want to go there. 2 would be max, like the most, but you don't want to go there. You want to keep it to like a single sentence. You want to just make sure it's succinct to the point. You can obviously use ellipses in the middle and make it shorter, just so that it conveys your point. Paraphrase critics in your essay to support your point. That is important. You do want to mention the name of the critic. You don't have to mention where you got it from. Like, you can, but you don't have to. You just want to mention the name. Don't use the critic's argument in place of yours. That would be, again, another key point to take away. Don't replace your argument with a critic's. Paraphrase their ideas to back your own idea.